Welcome back to California Bountiful. Well, as you know, California is in the midst of a multi-year drought, so we're all trying to conserve water, and that includes farmers. And we met a few down in San Diego that are finding some creative ways to make every drop count.
So Altman Plants is a wholesale nursery. We have several locations across the country. We grow flowering plants and drought-tolerant plants for retailers like Lowe's and Home Depot. Yeah, so Smart Planet is a brand of plants that we created about 5 years ago to focus on drought-tolerant plants, plants that are adapted for the environment that we're in, which is a water-limited environment. And we selected about 150 varieties across the world that are drought-tolerant and flowering so that people can still enjoy their gardens but have a chance to water less and use less of the resources. As a farm and as a nursery, we're really reliant on water, and we've seen over the last 5 years that the resources with water have been more and more limited, and we could see that there was going to be challenges with water, and so kind of took it upon ourselves to make sure that we had access to water, as well as that we were being responsible about the water that we use. And so we were able to team up with a number of agencies like the National Resources Conservation and local water agencies.
Okay, this is one of the vegetated bioswales that's an important part of the water treatment process. So the water flows through the plant material that you see in the background. There's different plants that we run the water through. Takes different minerals or impurities out of the water, runs through the barley hay bales, which is an important part of helping to treat for algae control. The barley hay, as it decomposes, releases little bits of hydrogen peroxide, and that helps to reduce the amount of algae that we have in the water. So there are several of these bioswales that we'll see along the path of the water, and each one plays an important role.
Yeah, our company really does pride ourselves on being innovative. Yeah, so these are spacing and moving robots that we have here at the farm. They're specifically engineered to pick up and find roses or large pot shrubs, and they move them in a diagram based on a setting that we give them. So right now what they're doing is they're consolidating down a bed so we can create more space. In California, it's difficult because there's such an urban population that doesn't recognize farming, isn't exposed to farming. The information is out there as well as it could be to let people know how much the land is conserved by farmers. But on the other hand, it's our responsibility, as any industry would have, to educate consumers and educate policymakers and government officials. So it's one of the challenges that we all have.
Kendall Farm started with my father, David Kendall, back in 1987. Kind of realized real quickly water's going to be an issue. So right away, he actually decided to take the avocado trees out and started planting these drought-tolerant wax flowers and proteas and leucadendrums. And that's kind of the start of how we kind of got in this business.
So just this last year, we installed a new system to capture all of our water. After these flowers have been boxed up, every bucket comes back. This is the used water. So we reclaim all that water through the system. So within a year, we're already over about 500,000 gallons of water. So this is our latest reservoir, and this is mainly to capture all our runoff and recycled water that we bring from all parts of the farm. We bring it here, store it, and then treat it and ship it back out into the main irrigation reservoirs throughout the farm. So this it's about 18.5 feet deep when it's full, and holds about a little over 2 million gallons.
And also we look at challenges as blessings. Okay, what are we going to learn from it? How are we going to get better? And what are we going to do? So instead of looking at it as like, oh, whoa, me, is like, okay, it's a chance to get better.
Any farmer would agree that when you rely on the land and the resources of the land, and you have a long-term view, then you do things to invest in that long-term view. So you you do things to be sustainable, and it just follows from your business plan.
The first thing that popped in mind was tenacity. There are so many challenges and there's so many trials that can come along. If you're not willing to dig in and get through those and push through that, then you're not going to do well, because there are a tremendous amount of challenges. And if something comes up and you want somebody else to take care of that, or you think that that's not your problem, well, you're not going to do well as a farmer.